In this episode of Say It Loud, we want to know what changes could be made to improve police conduct and accountability.
One of the things that needs to be taken into consideration when people are when they are appointing police into the police force, I think they need to actually do some serious investigation as to the background of some people. Reason I'm saying that is sometimes no matter what training you may give people, they have certain dispositions, certain state of mind, certain mentalities that in spite of whatever training you give them, when they come across situations, the old person that used to be kicks in. And I think this what have been happening recently are guys who have this old attitude and they think because they are in a uniform, they are bossy and that kind of behavior. So these people need to they need to have special training where they have not just the physical thing, but mental, like develop those people to a better state of mind, where they could actually have some serious counseling to do with these people before they allow them to go out on patrol and to do the work they're supposed to do. I think that's one of the things that could make a difference, because what I saw according to the video that have been circulating is people I would think of the way I am speaking there now in terms of it's not, yes, they are trained as policemen, but their state of mind, their mentality when they are under pressure, when they have to perform their duties, this kicks in and they don't behave the way police are supposed to behave. Okay, because these guys actually, in one of the videos, you could actually hear the guy saying, "I'll shoot you," or that, something like that. And that should have never come out of a policeman's mouth, especially when you look at what we are faced with right now in terms of the violence that is going on. When a policeman will make a statement like that in a situation like that, that's really not called for. It's a bad example and it shouldn't be at all. So this guy in particular, I believe they need people like that. They need to be able to identify this kind of attitude in them and do some serious counseling with them before they allow them to go on duty.
I think they should give them a strong course in human relationship.
What I see on the video and on the television, it hurt my heart. Because somebody not supposed to do somebody that. If that person do you something wrong or whatever, you have to give him a charge. If that person curse you, you have to charge him. But he's a disabled child, a disabled man. You're not supposed to do somebody child that. I disagree with that. I want justice for the little boy. I want justice for the man. Please.
I think it all goes down to education. So I believe in education. So I think there's a social aspect to being a police as well. So what I can recommend is probably boosting that aspect of it. Have workshops, because you are dealing with human beings here, right? Sometimes they don't get the formal training for that. They have to understand the psychology of it, just a social aspect on the whole. I think that should be boosted up, especially in the training aspect of it, the police training. Yeah, probably the police themselves should have body cams. Yeah, so that they can be held accountable for what happens. So the superiors can see what's really going on.
Well, I think the police are doing a good job. There's certain times they overstep, but most of the time they're doing a good job. They must have to get this crime under control. And because crime is not only in St. Lucia, it's all about. And as far as I can see, St. Lucia is still doing better than a lot of other countries and compare with crime. Because look at Haiti, look at in the African countries and some other. And so far, both governments has kept us from IMF, which control your government. And so far, I must say, regardless which party is in power, so far, they has keep us from going to IMF, which is a very good thing. And I appreciate what the governments are doing.
Increase the fellas' pay, and the fellas will deal with people.
Well, maybe they have to go through a new schooling process so they'll know the exact procedures to follow as to how to go around treating human beings just like them.
I believe, firstly, there should be adequate training of the police. And I think also we need to look at ways and means to develop partnerships or relationships between the police and communities. I think that should help, because if the police feels that they are part of the community and part of the well-being of the community, I think their efforts would be better aligned to a better relationship with the public.
Well, I believe that police have to work on themselves, and they're doing a good job for I seeing. But sometimes they're frustrated. Some police need counseling because you do not know what's going on, and they're bringing the problem at workplace. I mean, the government should have a council because they're overworking the police officers. That's all I have to say.
I think the new recruits, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what type of training they're getting, but I think it's coming from the supervisors. I mean, the supervisors have to hold them accountable for the actions. They have to be written up, whether it's counseling statements or whatever punishment they have for them. But it's like the old days when they had police brutality all over the place. It's like just revive all over again. But we need to learn to treat out the citizens of this country, the natives. I mean, other people come here and abuse us, abuse stuff, take advantage of the people, and the people just there, they're not fighting back and not saying anything. And I saw one of the incidents, a police officer on a vehicle, it said that it was a disabled guy. He was brutalized and thrown in the vehicle and whatnot. Because it depends on the department to punish those guys and retrain them or in some way, and to because it does not take all that to abuse an innocent person or a disabled person for that matter. You know, I mean, we have to use our common sense. It doesn't take all that to gain rank, brutalizing people, because karma always comes back. Karma doesn't forget. Karma comes back and hits you in the butt. So we have to be careful, very careful when dealing with the public. You know, I'm not against the police. I mean, they are there, they're doing their jobs, but when you abuse a piece of power, it's not acceptable.
And that's today's episode. Back to you, Jaquan.